Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our third installment of The Mess Hall. This episode, we dissect Galaxy in Flames by Ben Counter. This is book 3 in the Horus Heresy Series from the Warhammer 40k universe. It's finally here, in this book, where we see the absolute betrayal from Horus and find out where everyone's true loyalties lie. Does Loken remain true to the Emperor, and can he survive this? Keep listening to find out.
And we are live. Welcome in, everybody. Let's give chat a minute to warm up, get some people here, get the notifications, and then we'll get started. How was everybody's week?
Yeah, bunch of idiots better get in here.
Let's not insult the viewer base, Aradl/Telos.
My man.
Do you want your label on
I can't do it.
screen to
We'll do
be
it live.
Telos or Aradl?
Oh,
Do it
radio's
live.
fine.
Fuck it.
Okay, Aradl.
Do it
That's
live.
it. I
can
was
go
like, I
right
can't,
and
I
we'll do
forget.
it
It's not how you pronounce it.
Look,
thing
it's
sucks.
our Radiel. Okay.
He's a radial.
Oh, I'm gonna grab water.
Okay,
While we
go ahead.
wait. Should have done
Okay.
that before, but
You're fine. You're fine. We're not in a rush. We do have a lot of content, but we're gonna give chat a minute. Thank you for redeeming the first. Telos, you sneaky bastard.
I can't watch it because
I'm the
the
best.
voices are delayed in it.
I
So
am
don't
the best.
don't listen to it. Just watch it with it muted.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I like listening to it though.
Your brain is definitely broken if that's true.
I didn't know that was a question.
Oh, did anybody notice my
So mean to me.
in the back of my view here? Can you see that or no? Is that too small?
Can't read it, but it looks like a
That
plate.
little square, little box.
It says Gendred. It's a license plate.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah.
This is a different view than what I saw this morning.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
stream
yeah.
doesn't want to load now. It is.
All right, we got 4 viewers. We can kick this off once Dice gets back, and we'll go into it.
While we're
Andy,
waiting on him, I have two
Good.
names currently.
Yeah.
Two names. 2 names for what?
Gwandy is hovering over the bottom part of my square.
Yeah, you're
Oh, it is.
you're V8 Squandy. It's fine.
Your face, friend.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any Squandy over you.
I mean, it does half blend in. It is a white background.
No, I think it's gone.
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
can
it
still
is.
see it. It was there.
Yeah. So my issue with like Discord chooses the order of the cameras randomly, completely randomly. There's like nothing, no semblance of logic to it. By pure luck, did
Doubt
Dice
that.
end up in the proper place in the camera list, so I didn't have to move his.
That's good.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Let me kick on some ambient sounds. Do you want to get us
Hold
started,
on, give
Annie,
me
with
1 second.
introductions? Oh, go
Give me
ahead.
1
Oh
second.
God, everyone's gone.
Uh-oh. Should
I'm
You
the
speak-
captain now.
we like say hello or something?
Yeah,
No, I
sorry.
just
We're
introduced
introduced.
the
Hi,
introduction. Hold
welcome
on.
to...
No,
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Shh.
I meant when we're being introduced, should we say hello? Because this is also goes up as audio only.
Oh, on the
That's true.
podcast. That's
Yeah.
correct. Yes, yes.
Because we
that
haven't
would
been
probably
doing
be-
that.
That would
I
probably be
was
good.
quoting Pay Money Wubby, not you. Calm down.
Hi, welcome to episode 3 of our 40k Warhammer podcast. We are kicking it off with Galaxy in Flames by Ben Counter, and I am joined, my name is Annie, and I'm joined by Gendred, who is so graciously hosting this podcast and book club.
Welcome
And
in.
above him is V8.
I don't know why his
You can
camera's not
introduce
showing.
yourself. Oh no.
Half the cameras disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm
There
trying
we
to fix
go.
it.
Oh, they're back.
Y'all keep going.
What happened?
The Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
we
went to the
struggling.
shadow
Let
room.
her roll.
No, we're good. It's just like Windows 11 being stupid. Go ahead. Go ahead, V8.
Oh, so you did upgrade.
Same thing.
The shadow.
Give us a
realm.
wave, V8.
Hello.
Trying to get that camera bed.
Oh, dude, it looks good.
Looks great.
Hold on,
Who else
one
we
quick
got?
question for V8. What's that behind you?
It is the Black Templars emblem.
Thank you. You've had a different one every single podcast episode, right?
So far, yes.
Awesome.
If we do this long enough, I will eventually run out.
Well, there's a lot of books, so maybe we will. All right, next.
Awesome. Next to me is.
Oh, there.
I don't want to say it because I'll not pronounce it correctly.
A radial.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I didn't know that was my cue to go. And
That's your cue.
It was like a soft like.
That's your cue. It's a soft. It was a soft.
Go do
opening.
it. Go do the thing. Yeah, I'm a radial. I'm back. I missed last episode, but we're back in the saddle, as they say, and I'm excited. I'm excited to go over this book and to be talking again here with y'all.
Awesome. And next to you, we've got the lovely Kiki.
Hi. And
Kiki,
Moose.
who's that with you? Yeah, Moose. Hey, Moose.
Scooby.
He's so cute.
Where's your baby?
And our favorite entertainment in the center of the screen is Dies.
Hello. I'm Dice.
How about
Dies.
you
Dies.
tell us what are you painting? What legion are they from?
This is
What happened?
Robot Girly Man.
Robot girly man.
I love that. I love that. Is that Captain Robot Girly Man?
He's actually Primarch.
Is this canon?
His actual name is Rabute Gilliman. and
Rabute?
It's just like
Yes, that's his real name.
the silliest spelling of Robert I've ever seen. So a lot of people kind of make fun of his name.
I prefer rowboat girly man myself.
Robot.
Robot
Oh, that's
Girly Man.
beautiful. All right. Nice.
Here we
That's
go.
funny.
That's wonderful.
All right. I'm going to turn on some ambient music for stream just to keep that kind of going in the background. Do you want to jump into the...
You know what I forgot? I should have put in like a small summary of the last book. But that's okay.
Go over what we
if
talked
anybody if anybody remembers, I can pull up the notes from the last
Erebus did a lot of rubbing his hands together and snickering.
Yep.
That's, yeah,
I
that's
hate
what
that guy.
We're talking about how sad some of the deaths were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sad,
Yeah,
but
so-
also
Okay,
like,
so
Yeah.
the
not
last
sad.
book was like the fight on Davin, and they're setting up to go to the system. We find them in Galaxy in Flames, which is I don't know how they pronounce it in the
Istavan.
audiobook. Istavan? Yeah, Istavan system. Everybody's still alive at this point.
For now.
For now.
Like,
So, so part 1, long knives. Horus has fallen into chaos. The plans for his rebellion are only known by a few. Angron, Fulgrim, and Mortarion. And those are all the Primarchs of, what was it? World Eaters, Death Guard, and Emperor's Children.
Correct.
Yes. So then he gathers them to the Istvan system to crush the rebellion that's supposedly happening there, which I guess was really happening, but it was just a catalyst for Horus to betray everything.
It's the drop
Pretty
site
much.
massacre.
Yeah. So we also get to catch up with the Remembrancer Euphrates. And now she's like a saint, but she's still alive. She's a saint because she believes that the Emperor is a deity. Cinderman has decided that he believes it now. He's a believer.
Well, he's still on the fence. Like he believes, but he's still trying to grapple with like
Her
what's
magic
going on.
powers.
Like, well, that and like so many years of his own teachings and training and learning, and that like say that, you know, sorcery's not a thing and magical powers don't exist. And then he's like, oh my God, I've just got saved by someone who was like unarmed and defeated like a space beast.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
boy, was he wrong.
Yeah.
Sure.
After he summons that thing, and then she saves all their lives.
And
And
her
then-
hands. It's
That's
burned
actually
into her
funny.
hand.
She has that symbol. Was it like the
Aquila.
wolf or something? The Aquila?
The Aquila is the double-headed eagle symbol.
Double-headed eagle. Let's see, what else did I write? The astropath Ingmei Singh, which I kind of liked her. Unfortunately, she is no longer with us. Because after sending a warning to Cinderman that Keeler, there's going to be a plot against her life and she might die, Cinderman goes to save her with Titus, Kassar, and Jonah Arukin.
Yep. If you recall, they're the
yes.
they're from what's their title? They are the Adeptus.
I don't know, but they're
Yeah,
the crewmen of the Diaz Irae.
Yeah. But they
They're
actually
the
have like
captains, or
they're like the assistant captains underneath the other dude, which I want to talk about later when we get to the part where they show up again.
Is Arukin the one that's the pilot also?
They both are like essentially
So
they both
Kassar-
like, wire into it.
Kassar is like the true believer who's like, yes, the Emperor is a god, and then
Yeah,
he's
he was the
trying
first one to call Keeler the saint.
and he's trying to get Jonah to join him, and he even brought Jonah to one of the church ceremonies, is what I want to call it.
Well, and Jonah just like, just like, what's his name, the priest?
Oh, they're called Moderati.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Moderati Primus. Yeah.
Yep. So Jonah is really struggling with this whole thing because he doesn't believe. He wasn't there. He didn't see that stuff. So he's really just going off the whole fact that like, they somehow survived Davin. They somehow made it through everything there. And like, what happened on the moon, and like, he was totally overwhelmed. And so he's still very much struggling with who is this lady? Why is this important? Why are you still calling the Emperor a god? You know we're not supposed to. And so like his own struggle.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, he's like
The higher ups. And
if the boss hears you, you're gonna fucking be kicked out of this whole deal. Whatever is like but the whole event's just sort of emboldened Titus, which is like it's so interesting to me. Like how all that
I don't
plays
feel like
out.
Arukin is even that worried. If Titus gets kicked out, he's more worried that him getting kicked out will look bad on him, and he won't be able to become a Titan captain.
Yeah,
'cause-
like
'cause
his whole
loves his job.
MO
He's
is,
only worried about himself.
Yeah. It's the
He's like, cut
job.
this shit out, or you're gonna ruin my career path.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I don't
like,
care about my friends. I care about my job and promotion.
Well, and I think a lot of what goes into so they're not Adeptus, right? They're not Astartes. They are just like soldiers that have been trained to work on within these giant mechs, right? But they still have this whole same credo of the Legion of like, we're here to make war and be good at it, and he is good at his job, right? And he wants to keep being able to do it because you're right, he is the pilot, and he's almost like addicted to being the pilot. Like he loves the feeling of it. It's such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, why does he love his job so much? It's weird.
It's
Yeah,
just
who does that?
It's a
Yeah.
Dude, I
power.
think it's if you
Blind.
play. They talk about it in in Subnautica where you get like the prawn suit if anyone's played it. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
I like
the first thing they
Subnautica.
tell you is like pilots get addicted to the power,
True.
and so they're literally called god machines. Like you get quite addicted to that. So
True.
Well, and when you think of like how the Titan is powered, they are like literally wired in to their bodies.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
ugh, it's
So-
gross. It's like very Matrixy.
Yep.
Well, okay,
Check
so
in
I
the
want to
Matrix.
take a step back from that. So, super Matrixy. What's the difference between when those guys are hooked into like the disarray versus like what happens to all the like doesn't the Mechanicum like turn people into robots? Like they actually like
So, yes, those guys are lobotomized.
oh
That's the difference.
I did not know
They're
that. Okay.
They're servitors.
I didn't realize
yeah,
that
the
I
either.
believe you're referring to
servitors
servitors. Servitors are lobotomized and mind wiped. They don't do anything but exactly what they're programmed to do.
So
Who
like
in the last
pilots
book?
of
Who
of the
was
planes.
the
Go ahead.
character that Horus was consulting from the Mechanicum? I forgot his name. Started with
Hi,
an
Kevin.
R.
Welcome in. Hi, KB.
Shoot, I don't remember either. I know he
Because
sent
he
him back
was-
to Mars.
Yeah, because he wanted those core blueprints, and he's like, "Oh, if you fight with me, you can have them."
Right.
Oh,
Forgot
yeah.
his name.
Yeah, and that's how we get like the whole split. We have the Mechanicum, the Dark Mechanicum, moving on down the line. Mhm. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know what that reference is. There's a dark Mechanicum.
There's a
Okay.
dark everything,
True.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
evil something.
But that also alludes to the fact that not all the Mechanicum turn dark. So that's kind of interesting as well. Like, 'cause it's hard to know. Like some entire legions and groups like turn, right? And
Correct. Yeah.
like there's a split in some groups. Obviously, there's some of the Mechanicum that didn't turn, and there's the Dark Mechanicum. And it makes me wonder, like within the different legions, are there always going to be rebellious folks who survive some of the legions? Like obviously, in these books, we know there are some from the fighting, but like, is that true for every legion? Are there rebels or loyalists within every legion that turns?
For sure, especially my favorite legion personally, the Dark Angels. That's a huge subplot to like their whole in like existence. Is who's loyal, who's not, and if did they actually betray people, but that's getting way ahead, so I don't.
Yeah,
wanna,
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
Is that
sure,
a
let's
book
not do
we're gonna
that.
read at some point, maybe?
We're just at
it-
the cusp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if we keep the Horus Heresy, yeah, you'll see it eventually, but
Okay.
just kind of in the wider 40K universe, because this is still
I
30K, and when you
found-
get to 40K, there's definite like ripple effects that you see what
So
happens.
his name was Adept Regulus.
Regulus.
Oh yeah,
That's, yep.
Regulus.
Mm-hmm.
Like Regulus Black.
Yes, War Master. We will support you. Yeah, I remember him. He had a very
Yes.
distinctive voice in the book.
He was a very yeah. I should read the book and listen to it. I feel like.
I
Yeah,
highly recommend the
helpful.
audiobooks. They're great. There's like
They are good.
the thing with the audiobooks is like that you also learn how to say a lot of the names, which are very difficult to read. Because
True.
like I tried that through the first two books. I tried reading them and listening to the books, and like I didn't even try on this one because like it broke my brain, some of the spellings.
Yeah.
Well, they
some of the
have
things.
good reader voices too. The people that they choose for it. So it
It's the
makes it
same
really
guy.
Interesting.
It's the same
Oh
guy
yeah,
for
sure.
all the books.
Sure, it is the same guy. They chose
it's
a
not all
good
of them.
person.
I
It's not,
believe
yeah,
the
not for
next
all
one
of them.
changes.
Doesn't it switch?
The next
Yeah,
one
it
Yeah,
is
changes.
the same
the
guy
next
for
one
the-
changes. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I
He
thought
does the
it-
first
I think
three.
it switches at some point.
and he comes
But
back
he-
later. But
He does the voice acting for every character.
True, and he does a good
Yeah.
job. He's really good at changing his tones a lot and to make it interesting.
It's pretty intense. Now so the one thing that cracks me up though is he occasionally makes mistakes in the voice reading. Like he'll use one character's voice for a different one, and like that bugs me but it only happens like 2 or 3 times so far in all the listening I've done.
Sure.
That was funny. Okay. And moving on. So Cinderman gets a warning through his brain psychically from the chief astropath. But then Horus sacrifices her in order to speak to the people in the warp, right?
Yep.
Was that the sacrifice?
No. He sacrificed her for like knowledge and power. He was already speaking with some creature from the warp before he sacrificed her.
Yeah, I forgot who he killed for that one.
No, I don't think he killed. He killed Ingmei Singh to further his campaign.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then,
He sacrificed
Cinderman-
her to that warp entity, but she dying didn't have anything to do with that introduction. That was Erebus introducing
right.
them to each
Okay.
other.
Right.
So
Erebus,
then
who's
Cinderman,
I was gonna say Erebus,
who we
who's,
haven't
like,
really
who's stuck in
heard
his
much
head.
about.
Well,
Yeah.
if you take the demons and Erebus's word for everything, sure.
Right.
They totally weren't just killing their best navigator right before a warp storm, so that they would be totally reliant on them.
Right.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Nothing
there's
is planned.
and you in that instance you see Horus thinks he's still in control. He thinks he's still making like valid decisions for the future, whatever, based on whatever twisted brain thoughts he's got going on. And that's obviously Horus's hubris, right? Like he thinks that he still has, power
He's
over
still
these
in
creatures.
control.
Right, and
Yeah.
the warp creatures keep saying, "We have no interest in your realm." Blah blah blah. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, not true.
The petty squabbles of the non-warp people.
We just want your emperor to stop fucking around with the warp because it's hurting us. Like, no, that's not what you want. That is part of it, but that's not what you want.
So
that would definitely be helpful.
Cinderman takes Kassar and Jonah to help save Keeler, and when they get there, they run into Maggard, who is now looking completely different than when we saw him last, because they're giving him like body enhancements and stuff.
He's on that TRT.
He's a what?
Yeah.
I said he's on that TRT.
Yeah. Well, is he like? I have to understand or ask this question. Are they doing to him like what they do to Astartes? Are they like making? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I.
Because
that's what I assumed.
They mention, I don't remember when, but it's around this time when he's reintroduced. They mentioned that his new body's getting used to the extra organs that they installed.
Right.
And that's why he doesn't fit in his old armor anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
there's like, yeah, exactly. And
His armor's
he
too
wants
small.
His armor. He wants his armor back, but he knows that they'll have to remake it.
He's just getting all sorts of hulked out.
And I'm
Yoked, as
so
people say.
curious if he's gonna like, if they could like restore his speech, like that would be interesting.
That's what I thought. I was like, if they're doing all these enhancements, you'd think they'd be able to give him like some kind of voice box or something. But nope.
I mean, the
they
Mechanicum
just-
clearly have a way to do it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's not what they
Dreadnought's able to
chose to
speak.
do.
Maybe he didn't want to.
But okay, so
Maybe he's
so,
been mute for so long. So okay, sorry. So they encounter a Maggard who shoots at them, but all of a sudden Keeler pops up and uses her saint powers.
My God.
She comes out of her like coma
Her coma, yeah.
to like stop the fucking bullets from
She
flying. or
slows
whatever.
everything down,
Yeah.
and the bullets slow down, and it gives them time to run away.
Pulls
And
me
then they
out.
Enderman
escape.
says, she's the one.
She,
Exactly.
She's
I'm
starting
in
to
love.
believe.
You have to be alive.
So they escape into the depths of the vengeful spirit.
Right.
Horus
Kind
kills
of
Ingmei Singh. Yes.
Kind of the first time they've showed like powers like that too in the book.
It's like the
Second
second,
time.
because
the
yeah,
second
remember
time?
she had the fire. She had the
Oh
fire
yeah,
hands.
okay. I was
Yeah,
trying to remember.
so
But that was
she's-
like
but it's only her.
her
and it's
first
only twice.
discovering.
True.
Yeah.
It is a
Okay.
different power though, because she like shielded herself the first time. This time she slowed time.
Stop time. Yeah.
True.
It's just
That's pretty
crazy.
cool.
Like so
Something
we
different.
have sorcery like in a way. And so
Mm-hmm.
this leans into like what the battle nuns have, right? They have like because of their belief they get powers or something.
You talking?
Yeah, but they
about
don't
the
they don't
Sisters of
exist yet in
Battle?
30K.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, they have their power comes from their distinct lack of power. But yeah, we don't know that yet.
Okay.
It's,
Okay.
it's a whole new thing.
Fair.
They're so
That's-
cool.
That's a
That's
while
weird
in the
nuns.
future still.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I
okay,
like the blue.
Yeah, that thing's
he's
looking
a
cool.
blue boy.
Pretty blue boy. Anyway,
He went from he's turning into a blueberry.
he's a blue, yeah, Madam Blueberry.
So then they get on Istvan Extremis, the Emperor's Children, and the Death Guard are there first, and they encounter the War Singers. And so this whole, I was a little confused because I guess I would have liked more background on like what kind of planet Istvan was, because they have War
Pause.
Singers, and I was like, what is that? Pause.
This is not Istvan. This is the Istvan system. There's Istvan 3 and 5, I think, that we talk about. And so
This one specifically is called Istvan Extremis.
I think this is 3.
This is Istvan 3.
Yep.
Is that
so
Istvan Extremis and Istvan 3 are the same?
this so in this book specifically, because they talk about going to Istvan 5 later in the book, but in Istvan they're talking
Right.
about in Istvan 3, like that's where the children of the Emperor, like that legion, goes to fight. And what's his name, the guy that I really hate, like
Lucius?
no, the other one, the leader of the children, that's not the
Eidolon?
Oh, Eidolon?
Yeah, Eidolon. Yeah, so
Eidolon.
Eidolon is like the first person we read about or hear about like defeating a Death Singer.
Well, that
The
boy
War
screams
Singer.
real loud.
Yeah. So like
Death
they're-
Singers. This is not Destiny.
the War Singers, it was a really interesting thing. Like I had to look it up because I was like, this is cool and scary.
Yeah.
Because they can just like kill you by singing and shit, or like they can manipulate your mind with their song.
Now, does anybody know,
Like sirens.
are the War Singers, like, is that the power of the warp? Are they
Yeah,
are they
sounds like a
are they
sector.
actually like, are they like bad guys? Are War Singers bad guys in reality? We know the Legion's doing bad shit right now, right? We know Horus is doing bad shit. If you were to take a step back from a third party point of view, like, would the War Singers actually like be someone the Emperor would have like potentially made an alliance with to defeat, Horus's group?
Taking a step back, I'm not sure being the enemy of the Emperor makes you good or bad. But to answer it that way, the Emperor would have definitely wiped these people out for practicing witchcraft.
Okay.
Yeah, because don't they
Yeah.
have their own like churches essentially and stuff, or places of worship?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after was it the Council of Nicaea?
Yep.
He was like, no more.
The Council of IKEA. What?
No, it's like it's like N-I-K, something like that. And then
IKEA.
I think-
Not
Nike,
IKEA.
Nike.
Did they go get some of the Swedish meatballs? Is that what I'm hearing?
he
IKEA.
pretty much told people no more psychic powers.
No more. Okay.
And then
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know if it's necessarily like psychic powers.
And then
If
sold them
the
discount furniture.
the War Singers. There's a book, in the 40K universe with Eisenhorn, and he encounters it's called, I believe, Enuncia, and it's like a language that has like physical power, and so I don't know if that's like a callback or. But
okay.
that's a very interesting thing to read about.
Sorry, I'm getting us just like way off track because I want to understand more of some of this lore that like I keep like learning about in the books, and they just don't expand on it because there's so much of the build up to like what's going on with Horus that they gloss over some of these details.
So even in the like definition on the lore canon of what a warsinger is, it's so short. It's just a group of psychers that could emit sonic shrieks and bursts of pure sound and could fly.
Okay, so yeah,
wow.
they sound like noise marines.
That's
so yeah,
it.
it's okay.
Okay.
But they're dead
Okay.
now.
But then, so the
They're all dead.
warsinger is shrieking at who is it? Eidolon. So the warsinger like has captured him in their I think it is a she, in her little bubble of sound, but then he counters her screaming with his own screaming.
So
Yeah.
metal.
He
So
essentially
metal.
like well,
So metal.
so what happened was I don't know about the bubble, but like she was like doing her thing at like the top of a pile or whatever, you know, tower, and he essentially just fucking like rushes her. Meanwhile, everybody else is like fucking like you know, totally knocked back by
Getting
her powers.
mind fucked.
He pushes through it and like, you know, performs this really heroic feat, which makes what's his name like question
Tarvitz. Saul.
Tarvitz, yeah, Saul.
Saul
Saul's
Tarvitz is
Saul's
like,
all right,
What the
buddy.
fuck?
How'd you do that? Tell me how you did
Yeah,
that.
what gives?
Yeah, what gives?
He's like
And
willpower.
He's like, I've never heard anyone scream like that before.
and
So
and
then, yeah.
Eidolon's like, let me let you into the club.
Let me take you to a place. That is the laboratory.
Before we
And-
move on, I got
yes.
to answer for Annie's question real quick. So Istvan Extremis is an Omen network nexus that they destroyed during all this. It's not one of the planets.
Okay. So
they are
we're not
on Istvan 3, but I'm assuming it doesn't. I can't find where it's located, but it's a network nexus on one of these planets. I'm assuming it's on Istvan 3, and they destroyed it there
Okay. Oh.
because that is the first planet that they tell us what the name of the planet is.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is
Okay.
the first. This is an assault, but it's not the assault where everyone's getting betrayed.
Right. This is still the assault of the actual planet and attacking the people that live
Yeah.
there, the natives.
And these are the.
Maybe not
Horus
natives. We may have dropped them
still
off
wants-
earlier in time.
Horus still wants these people to survive.
Right.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, they're probably not natives because they were told that they were being rebellious, which means that we were probably there once before and they're probably left behind from when we were there the first time.
Correct. Istvan
True.
is another system where we are putting down a rebellion that was once a what's the word? They were a
Compliant.
compliant system.
Yeah.
Right. And now they're not within compliance, so we gotta crush them.
Really
Well,
make an
right.
example of them. Well, because not only are they out of compliance, they're one of the first planets that they had an issue with after, you know, they'd already declared it compliant. So it's one thing to reject the Emperor
the-
at
They're
first,
the
but
second, right? Because that wasn't that what was going
Davin.
on in Davin too.
Well, yes and no. So Davin's a little bit interesting because it was really like the planet itself supposedly didn't rebel. Just the person we left in charge and his army.
Oh,
went
that's
to
true.
the
Because he
moon,
was on the
right?
moon, not on the planet.
Right. So like the planet wasn't rebellious. They just went there to kick his ass.
Yeah.
So yes and no.
there was a rebellion, but it wasn't the planet rebelling.
Yeah.
Right. So Dice is correct. This is the first time a planet has rebelled after compliance.
this is the first time they showed us the world leaders doing their thing.
Oh man. And I also like going back to the previous book, like how like going back to Davin, Loken was, you know, remarking about how the people of Davin are, you know, we talk about how we should have you're gonna kick me in the butt for this, Annie. We should who
The
was
Interrex?
The Interrex, right? So the people of the Interrex, everybody wanted to crush the people of the Interrex, right? But the Loken's like, compared to the people of Davin, the Interrex are like much more like us. We should have gotten along. Why are we so okay with the people of Davin being so animalistic and religious, and we weren't okay with the Interrex? Like, and that conversation still plays in my head anytime we interact with a new group. Ooh,
I
tell us,
almost
lost
feel
the
like
Microsoft problem.
they're more threatened by how advanced and everything on the Interrex, or with the Interrex.
No,
The Interrex were the ones who had the Anathane, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And the Interrex were the ones who were very educated about the warp and knew like the dangers, and like Erebus sabotaged that relationship on purpose because the warp couldn't let that bond happen.
So I think it'd be worth pointing out that Erebus also comes from a planet with very similar culture to those animalistic people.
The people of Davin. Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole his whole legion, right, is super religious, like, and very what's the word? The people on Davin were all about their groups, their
The
tribes,
serpents?
their tribes,
Oh.
right? They're very tribal, and so that was the same for where the whole Erebus whole legion, right? They were all very tribal, very religious.
And that's where the
pretty much-
lodges come from, right?
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what the lodges come from. Davin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we find out Eidolon has been enhanced, much to Tarvet's dismay,
Yep.
because you're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff.
We were
But-
made in Fulgrim's, or is it Fulgrim?
In the Primarch's image, and like we're fine, we shouldn't need the enhancements. So Tarvitz doesn't agree, and he's horrified to find out that I guess at this point we can call them like the traitorous side is now embracing the enhancements and going down that path. He's offered enhancements and he says no, and then
Yeah.
he leaves.
And that part is really interesting to me because Tarvitz is very much hungry for recognition and he wants to prove himself. And so it was super interesting to me that he, like, Eidolon, in very much an underhanded way, was like, I can elevate you. You can become part of the inner circle. And like,
You can be in favor again.
right.
Kind of,
And
yeah.
Tarvis is like, this doesn't feel right. I'm running away.
I'm
he literally like
uncomfortable.
runs away, right? Yeah, he was like, this is not going to be a thing.
There was a point when I was reading and I'm like, oh my god, like where's the moment where they're gonna like shut him in and lock the door and like kill him or something.
Yeah, I was
Right.
expecting that.
Drop pod, and he locked himself in.
Yeah, I was totally expecting him not to make it out of that room.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, oh my god. Like if he doesn't run away now, he's never gonna get out of there.
I'm
Right.
surprised that we didn't go more into Fabius while they were in there either, because he does a lot of stuff.
There's way too much going on, I think, in these books that like.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think there was already too much going on to get into it, but he does a lot of things for Horus.
Oh yeah.
Well, he was the one who took the anatheme and brought it back to Fulgrim.
Yeah. Right.
Sneaky little guy.
Yeah.
So at the end of that part, an assault is being planned by Horus for Istvan III's capital city, and it includes a very hand-picked, selected group of legions and individuals, which Tarvis thinks is weird.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah, because all the best people got left, or all the like people that are always going on the missions got left behind, and he's like, hold on, what's going on here?
He's
Well,
How
very
come those
suspicious.
guys did you always send on spearheads or staying behind? Why am I going and they're not? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, very.
pause that thought. the key wasn't necessarily that it was like the best of the best aren't going. It was that the glory hungry Eidolon wasn't going, right? Like that's what it was. He was like, why would he miss a chance for glory? We know how much he loves the limelight. Like, and that was his like, oh my God, something's not right here. Hey, Cap,
Something
thanks for the
is
hydrate.
wrong. Something is amiss. So now
I think the other stuff set him off initially, and then he noticed that Eidolon wasn't going too, and that's when he was like, okay, 100% something's wrong.
Oh yeah,
Right.
he's been on edge because of Eidolon the whole time. Because
So
like I said
now-
earlier, Eidolon gave him that underhanded like, oh, you're a rank and file soldier, you're not part of the elite, whatever.
You're not
He
special.
talks down to him and he's like, you don't have the personality or like the wherewithal to be promoted to this level.
Yeah.
And like he really talked down to him. But
And I think
He's rude.
that's why Eidolon
He's
and
rude.
the other dude didn't kill him. I think that's why they didn't kill him in the laboratory, because they feel like he's beneath us. We'll take care of him later. Like he's not going to be a problem because he knows
he's
these
not a
things.
threat.
We're gonna off him in a bit.
okay. So now we're in part 2, the Coral City.
Oh yeah.
Felt so weird.
Like a song. So
Oh,
Tarvis
yeah,
is
that makes
suspicious.
sense with all the singing.
Yeah, that's what I was like. The Coral City, it all makes sense now. So Tarvis is suspicious at the hand-picked nature of the assault. So he ends up finding. He goes down to the ships that are being loaded with weapons, and he's like, "What are these weapons?" And it turns out they are virus bombs.
Pause.
Nope.
Pause. Step
Pause.
back. He first, acting on his suspicion that things aren't right, finding out he's part of the spear tip and Eidolon's not, he goes and talks to the Ancient, he says. That's what they call him. And he's like...
Oh, is he? He's the... Oh, shit, what's his name?
Dreadnought.
Yeah, the Dreadnought.
Cruz, right?
No,
No.
not Cruz.
No.
Cruz is the
This
he's
guy,
old
I think
too.
we've only talked to like a couple times. Like he's only shows
Yeah,
up in a couple
this-
spots.
this guy is he's a dreadnought, and he's like 10,000 years old or something crazy like that at this point, because he's
He's
not
been
him,
forced to
he's a
be
machine now.
alive
Right?
for so long.
And he's like, look, I will give up my position of honor on the spear tip. Eidolon's right-hand guy who's supposed to handle communications is dead. I want to take that position, and support this for as best I can from the ship, because he's like trying to like figure out what's going on and not get sent down.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, and I feel like the best way to honor him would be to support the fleet from the ship.
Yeah, I was like, I like, and you can almost like, when I was listening to that part, it was like the Ancient was like, he was like, all right, he almost has a sense of what's going on as well, but also feels like he can't do anything about it. It sounds like, and he's just like, I will make sure it happens. Like he doesn't question why somebody wouldn't want to be on the spear tip as much as like you would think he would.
Yeah, because he mentions that he can sniff out a lie in a heartbeat, and he's like, but I'm about to lie to him. We're just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And then it works out, and it's like, well, if he's as good as you think he is, he probably knows you're lying to him, and he doesn't care because he agrees with you.
Yeah, he knows enough other people are lying to him that your lie probably smells right, as versus like all the other shit that's about to happen.
It's
Then-
bothering me because I don't know his name.
Oh. Keep going. I'll look it up.
Okay, so Tarvitz now knows that it was all a lie, and that everyone who's sent down to Istvan 3 was meant to never return. Because Horus is going to kill them all. And so it was kind of like, yeah, we're going to squash the the Istvanians, because they've dissented and they don't agree with the Imperial whatever. The
Rylanor.
Imperium. Sorry, the Imperium. So why not kill two birds with one stone and just like massacre the entire planet and all the people who don't believe in me? So Horus launches the virus attack, but Tarvitz was able to fly down to the planet and warn most everybody, I want to say. But in his escape, we realize who our allies are, I guess. Because as he's escaping, Horus sends people after his Thunderhawk to kill him. But he's saved by one of my favorite characters now, Nathaniel is it Garrow? Garrow?
Yep, arrow. Yep.
Carol.
And Garrow was like, hell yeah, brother, I'm gonna shoot these guys down. Well, he had to be convinced, but...
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was
He
making the right choice.
Remember the death
He's
guard,
like, he's
right?
like,
He had
"Honor,
to be
brother,
convinced."
You're making the right choice. He's like, he had to like talk him into it.
It didn't take him too long, though. He was just like there is heresy afoot. Let me explain it to you. And then Garrow was just like, all right.
There's something afoot.
He said, he's like, you have to take my word for it. That this isn't right.
Do you
I have to
trust
get down
me?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you trust
Yeah.
me? Do you honor? It's like,
Do you trust
and
me?
It only worked because they were honor brothers and had fought side by side. That's the only reason it worked out. And so like, it's like the fates aligned for Saul to survive that fight in space.
So then Garrow shoots the pursuers, which gives Tarvitz time to escape in the cloud of whatever, all the destruction that happened. And so Garrow lies and says Tarvitz is dead.
Right.
I guess it's important to mention that Garrow is in charge of the Einstein.
Eisenstein.
I just keep calling it the Einstein.
No,
because
you're
it's
fine.
cool.
And
And that's why it's a reference to Einstein. They just don't know how to spell shit. That's what they mean.
They
And that's-
intentionally spell it
Yeah.
wrong.
That's why I want to read at least the next book.
Right.
Fair.
Which makes sense. So, like, because even at the end of this book, I'm like, it's not over yet.
Right, yeah.
It just keeps going. So they're on the Eisenstein, or Garrow is in charge of the Eisenstein, and he helps Tarvitz escape to the planet, where Tarvitz then tries to warn everybody. Let's see.
Is Garrow in charge of the Eisenstein, or is he in charge
It's
of the
his ship.
Eisenstein temporarily while they're? Because I thought it was.
He's a temporary. I
Yeah, I thought he was
the
in
way
charge of
he
it
phrased
temporarily
it-
because I thought it was what's his name ship oh my gosh.
The way he phrased it is that like everybody in command positions on that ship was in like it was on his he could convince them because Saul was like are you can you get word to the Emperor, can you take over the ship, can you essentially
It's generally
Garrow
considered
has
a waste.
assumed command. Or
Yeah. It's normally considered a waste of a space marine to actually command a vessel. But he's like,
the ranking officer on board or whatever.
yeah, if he is there, he can tell people what to do.
right. So let's see. Blah blah blah. Garrow
Isn't he
shuts down.
just
Garrow
he's beat up
reports
from
that
the
he's dead.
He's injured from the previous fight. He lost he lose a leg or something. His leg was like partially cut off.
yeah.
That's why he's back on the ship.
Oh, Garrow.
He was still recovering.
Yeah, during
from
the thing with the
first
Death
assault.
Singers, he got his leg almost completely amputated, so he's recovering from that. That's why he's not on planet still.
So like, as much as I want to like look up some of this stuff, I'm like, every time we start talking about
Spoilers.
some of these things, I'm like, I know if I go bring up anything on these pages, there's going to be spoilers. So just
looking it up
just
for
to
you.
clear, yeah, and I know you're good with it, so that's why I let you do it. The ancient, his name is Rylanor, known as Ancient Rylanor, and Rylanor the Unyielding.
Ah. Okay. That's the Rylanor Dreadnought. He's a Dreadnought,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so then we kind of cut to Lucius, who is with the Emperor's children, and he leads an attack on the Precentor's palace. While the World Eaters and Captain Erlin, how do they pronounce it in the book?
I don't remember.
Erland and those.
Erlin.
It's fine.
Erlin. So while Lucius is in the Precentor's palace, Captain Erland is fighting like the people who live on the planet because they're just going crazy.
Well, I want to touch on this actually because I actually like this bit. Knowing a bit more about like the lore and stuff, where like the assault they described actually kind of just like epitomizes each one of those legions like styles, where like the Emperor's children, they go straight for like the glory, you know, like whereas the head of the snake, we're going right for like, you know, the state building in the capital city and going for like the head guy kind of thing approach.
Like the Emperor's children strive for perfection in every way.
Yeah.
They do.
versus
Like,
the
they-
chaos that already is the World Eater style.
Yeah, but then you
Exactly.
have the World Eaters and Death Guard, which are just insane, where like the World Eaters just want to butcher the population that fomented
Yeah.
this problem in the first place, and then
Yeah.
the Death Guard are there to prove a point, which is that like you can build whatever defenses you want for the Emperor, you can do whatever you want to prepare for us. We're going to take the path of most resistance just to show you how easy it is to destroy you.
To crush you.
Yeah, and that's why they're walking through the trenches just like fuck you.
Just like stomping on everybody and just completely massacring everyone versus the Emperor's children who are like fancy about it.
They're so prideful and arrogant.
Yeah.
All of them in their different ways. So I thought it was a great like way of like, because these are like the loyalist parts of like these legions that you see are like, you know, the Chaos Legions in 40k, but it's like even the loyalist ones are like still just, I don't know, quintessential.
You play World Eaters, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So, back to like before they go down, before like all of them go down to the planet, there's that point where Logan and Tarek are like talking sort of like privately in one of the mini halls, and like one of the World Eaters comes up, and he's all like, you know, they're like, your reputation, you know, precedes you. We know how your legion works, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I take that as a compliment, whatever. He's like, it's not exactly like your own reputation's great. You all think you're, you know, hot shit. And like, it makes me think that like there really is a lot of it's very rare that the legions seem to get along. Like, it's so interesting to me
There's a
that
little
like,
bit of animosity.
I don't think it's that they don't get along. I think it's more like the Army, Navy, and Air Force just jab at each other all the time, but they're all on the same side.
it goes beyond that though, because
Jealousy.
yes, they jab at each other, but like the what you call it, the pride or whatever of the Emperor's children, like they really just think they're fucking better than everybody, and they
do.
insult the other legions to their faces. It's not a joke or like jab or anything. They literally think you're shit, we're not. Like, and it's interesting to me because whereas the World Eaters are like, you know what, people can hate us because we're fucking, you know, we just get the job done. We literally don't
They
care
hate
how
us
the job
because
gets
they
done.
ain't us.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
They just embrace it. Like the World Eaters are like, you know what? Y'all can, you know, be on a high horse, but if you have to put down a whole planet to make a point,
Who are they going to call?
you'll do it too, but we'll just admit to it. Like that we'll do it up front. Like I like the World Eaters' honesty in that point.
If this
And who
was
they
the,
become. Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
if this was the Harry Potter universe, they'd be Slytherins 100% with their arrogance and pridefulness.
Emperor's children?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
but the way they act. Like
Oh,
their,
yeah.
their characteristics make me think of that. Or remind me of
I
that.
don't know. Like the Slytherin is more about cunning, and I don't see the
True.
Emperor's Children as cunning. I think they're just
Well,
prideful.
some of the pridefulness, I'd say, and the arrogance a little bit.
Yeah.
There's different characteristics in that, but
I think
those
it's
are
just
some of them.
the purebloods in general.
Yeah.
Maybe not cunning. Like cunning actually implies kind of like a low intelligence. But you know they're pretty tactical and savvy and stuff.
Which we get
World leaders just charge
True.
you.
later. Yeah. Because like
So-
Eidolon forgets how to be a tactical person later on.
We'll get to that. But I mean, they still do something pretty sneaky there, unconventional.
True.
So a majority of the emperors. Oh wait, where am I? Lucius. Oh, sorry. Lucius. Leads the attack on the palace while the world eaters are massacring citizens, fanatical citizens.
Yeah.
Lucius ends up getting to kill the rebel governor, Vardus Prawl, and then captures the palace. Then Tarvitz arrives and warns of what's about to happen and that the virus bombs are about to be dropped.
Which they can't
I
even
forgot
be
if
honest
this was.
about.
Yeah, was this where he lied and he was like. He
So,
didn't say Horus
he-
was betraying us at first?
Yeah, because he knew they wouldn't believe him if he said it.
Right.
So he was blaming it on the Istadon people.
They had a sneaky plan all along to launch this virus attack, which
He told some people the truth and others not, and that speaks to his cunning, right? Like, because he was
he
like,
lied to
The world
he
eaters.
lied to the world eaters, but
Yeah.
he told the other people the truth.
yeah, exactly, because he knew the world eaters would be like, whatever, like you're stupid, but
We're gonna kill you.
Lucius is like, no way would they ever betray me. What do you mean? He's like, trust
nobody
me.
can defeat me. I'm Lucius.
I was there. I did everything for Fulgrim. Why would he betray me? He's like, shut up and get underground if you want to survive. Like, and so
Yeah,
So
and then
they
he's like, if you're
do.
wrong, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You're gonna die.
I
This
love
guy.
Lucius's like narration in the audiobooks too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's really good.
So
Okay.
good.
So Tarvis
we-
gets the warning out. Did we what?
Or well, I know we didn't, but we haven't gone over this. I just thought this was really cool, personally. The way they describe the armor of this planet, how they have like glass armor, but it's still
Oh,
bullet
yeah,
resistant
true.
and stuff like that. It just sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like, well, so isn't it almost like stained glass? Like the armor, they describe
Yeah.
it as like stained glass, but it's just really strong, but it's still not stronger than the Astartes weapons.
Yeah, it's still not gonna survive a bolter round to the chest.
Nothing
Pretty
will.
sure it wasn't just glass. Like, do we know that?
No, but they
we don't,
describe
that's
it
how
as
they
being
describe
like
it,
glass.
yes.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
seemed like.
It was acrylic.
Glass.
It was
Right.
acrylic.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't just plain old glass. It was Gorilla Glass, iPhone 49 model glass.
Gorilla Glass 40K.
Exactly.
So they've all gotten warned about the virus, and everybody's going to underground and whatever they can. What does it say? Sons of Horus and Death Guard seem to be better off than the World Eaters.
Yep.
Aren't there lunar wolves at this point, or is that
Yeah.
after?
Yet.
I don't know
Not
if
yet.
they've gone back
They,
yet.
they
Okay.
go back to
Lunar
that
wolves.
very soon.
Okay. And it was around here in the book when he's like, "No, fuck that. We're not Sons of Horus.
Once
we're,
they
we're lunar
reemerge,
wolves."
they become the lunar wolves again.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that is right now. You're correct. Yeah. The thing that I wasn't quite clear on is like so the world eaters all got like killed like by the virus bombs. The Death Eaters survived, but
Death Guard.
Death Guard, yeah. But do they survive this next part? I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So-
the Death Guard are with the
Children.
No, they're damn it. They're with the Dies Irae over in like a different area. And so they're not really like part of, they're too far away to be a part of this part of the story because it's more focused around the palace and they're not at the palace.
True.
Right. And like, so what this part also would like, so the warning, warnings go out, klaxons, alarm, everybody get to cover. There's a virus bomb, folks who are in the know, Horus betrayed us. Folks who don't know, the people of the planet have a bomb, whatever. But like on the Dies Irae, like literally, what's his name? The captain is like
Turnits.
He's like
turnips.
Turvets.
What?
Not Turvet. Tarvets.
Turnips.
No,
not
Turnits.
Not Tarvets. Turnits. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
It is. His name is Turnit.
Turnips.
So he's like, shut it down, close everything. There's a biological weapon coming. Shut.
They've already
everything
been
down.
warned by Horus, though. They weren't warned by Tarvets. They already knew because Horus let them know because he wants to keep his Titan. He wants to keep it. Yeah. So shut it down, seal it up. Something's coming.
Yeah, and then
But-
is it Jonah or is it
Jonah? Jonah senses it's a lie. I thought.
Well, but I can't remember which of the two of them mentions it. But he's like, "What about the Death Guard?" And he's like, "Do what I said. Seal it up."
Yep.
Like basically, like screw them.
Kassar.
They're on their own.
I think it was Kassar because he's the one who's like, shouldn't we be helping these people?
And they're just like
Not
trudging
to die.
along, and he's just watching them like march off to their death, and like I think flabbergasted. I feel like that's Jonah because Titus is like not very. He doesn't seem to be very. He's very selfish. He's worried about his own survival a lot of the time. Whereas like Jonah is very much like paying attention to things. He's worried about his own career progression, but he's also seems to be much more perceptive of everything going on around him.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, while this is happening, it does break apart to a section about Keeler and that crew. So she's I don't know, in a coma again. And then she is suddenly awoken by a vision of the virus attack, which I think Cinderman and Mercedes were touching her, and so they also saw the same thing, or she projects those visions to them.
Yeah, it was that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
They see their own skin melting, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it was pretty messed up.
So that happens. She has this vision. She shares it all while the stuff that's happening in the Titan is happening. And then Horus decides to gather all of the remembrancers in one spot. That seems not suspicious at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
What
that was,
over stopping them from remembering?
Well, they're definitely stopping them from remembering.
They're not going to remember this.
They're not stopping them from remembering anything. They're illuminating them on the current situation.
They're being
Yes.
illuminated.
Illuminate them, brother.
But before he
Brother, get the
could
flimmer.
massacre all of the remembrancers, Keeler is like, we gotta go. And she takes them a specific way, so they run into Iacton Cruz. They run into Cruz, who is the elderly Astartes that no one listens to or takes seriously.
Yep, the half herd.
Yeah.
The half-herd.
Yacton, the half herd.
Yacton.
That's the way. Like it sounds
That's
like
how
it
they
has
say
a
it
Y
in
in
the...
it. Sounds like it has a
Yeah.
Y on it, but there's no Y there. But instead of like Yacton, it's like Yacton. is the way they say it.
Yacton.
Yacton. So it's really funny because like she just like sort of grabs Mercedes and she grabs like Cinderman. She just drags them along there, and Cinderman's like, "Where are we going? Why are we walking to the Astartes? What are you doing?" And she's like, just walks right up to him, and she goes, "Yacton, like you are, you're gonna
Today
help
you
us.
will be heard."
Yeah. From here on out, you will no longer be the half herd. You will be fully herd. You were the last. You were. What is it? When she like
The
she
last
has this whole
Chthonian.
monologue to him. Yeah, you remember what it's like on Chthoniya. You know the old ways. And he's like, oh, this is what Logan warned me about. He's like, son of a bitch.
Hell yeah,
He
brother.
told me, he told me to watch over you guys, and I said yes. So
Yeah,
he
motherfucker.
takes them and he rushes them out to the ships, and they're trying to steal a Thunderhawk. But who do they run into? Fucking Maggard.
Every time you say Maggard, I think of Haggard, the mayor.
Yeah,
So they run into.
I pronounce it
Hulk
Maggard
out
in the
and
book, and I just think
Maggard.
it's funny.
Maggard.
So they run into Maggard. And then there's a face-off between Maggard and Cruz, who I guess are pretty evenly matched. But in
Oh.
the scuffle, Maggard drops his pistol.
While we're talking about that, I also noticed he apparently doesn't have his blade anymore that he had in the last book.
Yeah.
Because they mention during the scuffle that he like stabs.
Doesn't fight with his blade anymore.
Well, no, he
Or he had
stabs Cruz.
He scores a
think it
hit.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hits him. But in the previous book, that would have instantly killed him. So he's clearly using a different weapon.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Because that sword he had was like from Terra that, what is it? Severs
Yeah.
soul from body.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 1,000% honest. I don't remember this fight at all.
Between
it doesn't
Maggard
last
and
very long.
Cruz.
Yeah, I don't remember this. I just
It was
remember
like,
Maggard
I
getting
feel
him
like it
out of
was
there.
just a little intense blurb. And then the pistol drops, and then Cinderman's like, I'm going to grab the pistol. And then he shoots Maggard. Or he shoots at Maggard, injures him enough to where Cruz
They're able
can
to leave.
overpower him and kill him.
So they did kill him. I did see. I
They
do not
did.
remember this. Okay, thank God. Thank God somebody
Maggard
fucking
dies.
Yeah, he stabs him in the
asshole.
head.
And
He doesn't
then
have a
the
gene
four,
seed. Fuck him.
the four of them board the Thunderhawk, and with Keeler's guidance, they fly to the Eisenstein.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How did they know where to go? But that makes total sense. Keeler.
She was just like, go this way. And then they do, and then she's like, oh, the Eisenstein. Wow, it's right there.
Yeah, and Cinderman was like, how do you know where we're going? And she's like, I told you, we have friends everywhere.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about it.
No, we don't talk about that.
And so
We don't talk
essentially,
about them.
they left all the other remembrancers to die. Like, I just want to
Yeah.
point that out. They didn't
Yeah.
save anybody else, which was kind of like, what the fuck, guys? Come on now.
Well, but I mean,
they have to remember the remembrancers. So.
Who's going to remember the Remembrancers?
Who's gonna remember
Yeah.
the remembered remembrancers? I don't know.
and
dude.
realistically, what are they gonna do with two remembrancers and an old Astartes against a room of Astartes?
You'd
Nothing.
be surprised.
I mean, like,
Okay,
if a
so
bolter
that-
can kill an Astartes, they're not invincible.
No, they're not. But there's a lot of them versus one.
Yeah,
That's true.
Ibram Gaunt could have handled all of them.
It is kind of feels bad though that it's like you have
Yeah.
this god intervening to save you, and it's like, what about everyone else though?
Yeah, yeah. Like, sure, the saint, like that. She saved
What
who
is
she
it?
could,
I
and it
forgot.
was
It's
just
from
two
a
people.
movie. The sacrifice of many for the something of the few.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
one of the reasons why
Star Trek?
Cinnamon had such a hard time with the worship, because it's like he just remembers all those other people getting butchered for no freaking reason. Like,
Yeah.
The sacrifice of many
What
for
kind
the
of a god
needs
is
of the few.
Yep.
yeah, so he sees these divine things just like freaking happening, but obviously it's like not like an all-powerful. It's not like most typical conceptions of gods that he's like familiar with
No.
either.
Well, and it's because he's been preaching all along. There is no God. There's no such thing as gods. Gods aren't a thing. There's no sorcery is not real. All of it's just evil warp. And now all of a sudden he's getting
That's right.
saved
They're
by a
just as
saint
fake as
multiple
Satan.
times.
Boy, it's
Satan.
magic isn't.
What was his name in the Whisperheads?
Samus.
Oh,
Seamus.
Samus.
Samus.
Seamus.
Seamus.
Seamus McCarthy.
Mama.
Seamus.
Samus,
okay.
the Metroid.
I am the end and the death. I am Seamus.
So now-
Seamus.
At the end of that part, they talk to our favorite pilot, Captain Garrow, and Garrow's like, "Come on board,
We're getting out of here. They're all
I'm getting out of here." Yep.
And they barely
And
make
now-
it out.
Yes, they barely make it out. And now we're on part 3, which is called Brothers.
Yeah.
Brother.
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 Brother, where are they?
Nope, that's a
So
different movie.
now we go back down to the planet. There's still survivors after the virus assault, and then there was also a follow-up bombing. The Primarch Angron is so upset that without Horus's permission, he launches his own attack on the loyalists that remain on the planet with the World Eaters.
You didn't describe the coolest part of the book.
Oh my.
You describe it.
The bombing was awesome.
The bombing was
That is the
awesome.
least helpful description of anything ever.
Is that all you're gonna say about it?
The
No, so
bombing was
we didn't-
awesome.
We just
Bombing was awesome.
we didn't
completely
describe how the
glossed
virus
over how
bomb
the
works.
virus
They-
bomb
they
works, yeah.
spent-
I guess. Well, and even I mean, like if you want to go into it too, like the virus, we go describe like the disgusting virus that like disintegrated. It essentially disintegrated everybody, like
turns people, it
like
turns
in
people
Marvel.
into soup.
It disintegrates all
Basically.
biological material. Everything.
Yeah, not just
And
people.
they
Everything biological,
shoot
including
a
the
laser
doors.
into the atmosphere, and the whole world burns.
Yep.
Exterminatus.
Yes.
One
And
way to get rid of a planet.
But they had to wait because you have to wait for the virus to create
Eat
enough
itself.
gas to ignite.
Well, it's not only that, but
Well, not
the
to eat
virus,
itself.
The
They
virus
had to
is-
wait for the gas levels because Horus asked if the gas levels were at the correct level to be able
Levels
to
to
launch
launch
to shoot the laser to ignite everything.
I'm sorry, my lord. We need more Taco Bell.
But in the book, they say that the virus's greatest weakness is itself. It's too effective. There's no way for like people to survive and pass it on because they immediately just melt.
Yeah.
Ew. So Horus is pissed, but he begrudgingly helps Angron's assault and deploys some Emperor's Children and Death Guard. The attack was originally meant to be done from above, but because Angron is a spicy guy,
Angry man.
it's now a ground assault.
Well, they had also hit him pretty hard from space, like from orbit already, between the virus bombs and the fire bombs. So the other idea, I mean, Angron's kind of just cutting to the chase of like, we need to get on the ground to root out these problem defenders, because the real problem is that they did successfully get warned, just enough that
Yes.
they could like really dig in from orbital bombardment. So
I'm curious how many
The
people
warning
died
was
to the-
successful.
Yeah, I'm curious how
For
many of
the
them died to the
loyalists.
second half of the virus attack when
And I
everything
guess
caught on fire.
all of this
they
is being
were trying to
done-
leave.
Yeah, all of this is
Who-
being done as a good, like, this will take time away. This will take Horus's attention away from this other thing of the Eisenstein escaping to warn the Emperor.
Yeah, because he's
So
like,
all of these things happening
he's
are
like,
working
"Where-
out for
where's
them.
the saint? And they're like, we lost her.
The
Where'd she go?
what?
She stole a ship. Like, well, why do people keep stealing ships? And did
Yeah.
you, did you
Oh,
kill
yeah.
her?
Wasn't
Well,
that a conversation too? I
Yeah,
thought in the
Horus is
book
like,
of,
we really need to work on our security here with these new ships. Since twice
he's
in
like,
one day
so-
they've been stolen out from under us.
So far, we had one guy steal a ship and go warn the planet. We had a Remembrancer steal a ship. Can anybody just fly these ships? He's like flabbergasted by that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was like
he
that.
doesn't know that Cruz was helping him. He thinks the Remembrancer was flying the ship, and
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, he had help. Or she had help.
So this is where this chapter kind of gets, I want to say fun and also sad. So Tarvitz proves to be a really good leader and commands the loyalists to victory again and again and again because they just keep getting assaulted. And he's doing such a great job that our boy Lucius is like, boo-hoo, sad boy.
Jealous boy.
jealous boy.
Wants attention.
Yeah.
And it's
Whiny
so funny to me, right?
little
Like
man.
because
So
like
childish.
the Emperor's children are all like, you know, about perfection, and like, you know, Lucius takes that as, I need to be the best warrior I can. He's a fucking leader. He's a captain, but he's all worried about himself and his own abilities. Meanwhile, Saul Tarvitz over here is being the best leader he can and keeping his men alive and keeping things, you know, keeping them as many alive as possible and protected. Like, he's really a perfect leader, whereas like Lucius is just a perfect warrior. And how that like interchanged, because Lucius just wants recognition. He just wants to be recognized. He wants to be like, look, just
Notice
pay me a
me,
compliment.
Papa.
Exactly. And like, you know, people are like, yeah, you know, Saul's doing a great job, and Lucius is like, he didn't kill as many people as I did. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I feel like also in like that chapter, one of those chapters where he's like, in my head, Lucius is saying like, well, he didn't even say like good job to me for like
yeah,
killing
he
this
said
one
that.
guy.
He was like, didn't recognize what I did. Like he actually had a line like that. And I'm like, what a fucking baby. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous how jealous he was.
You stupid man, baby.
Just
But-
annoying.
So funny.
It's the pridefulness though. It's pure
Fair.
pridefulness.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So then there is the traitor, Emperor's children, chaplain. How do they say it in the book? Is it Charmosian? Charmosian?
Hermosian.
Charmander.
Charmander.
Charmosian.
Keep going.
Charmander.
Charmander.
Yeah, just call him Charmander.
So was it Lucius like cuts his head off or something?
Yeah, Lucius
Yeah, and then-
literally jumps on top of a tank and duels with him and kills him.
He beheads him, and then through the chaplain's mic, he contacts Eidolon because he's like, I'm not getting the recognition I want. And Tarvitz explained to him that it was Horus who betrayed them. And so like Lucius is in on it now. And he wants to survive because he's also butthurt that he was on the planet, that he was sent to the planet to be killed in the
He's-
betrayal.
He's butthurt that like his Primarch essentially betrayed him, and he wants the opportunity to survive and get back in his Primarch's favor.
Right. So then he ends up selling out the position
His best
of
friend.
the Loyalists and Tarvitz to Eidolon. And then Horus sends, I say Abaddon, Abaddon,
Abaddon.
and
Abaddon.
Aximand
It's Abaddon.
And
to
Aximand,
confront. Yeah. So
Abaddon.
Horus sends Abaddon and Aximand to confront Loken and Torgadon.
Torgadon.
So like, whatever. They're all spelled the same but pronounced differently. So he sends. This is just wild to me because I'm like, I mean, the chapter makes the part brothers makes sense because we're now these Mournival brothers who have taken this oath together now have to face off against each other.
Is the most heart-wrenching part of these books so far.
It
Because,
was
like,
heartbreaking.
yeah, well, because like it, you know, the whole time, Tarek's just like, you know what you're doing. You know that you're on the side of wrong. Like Tarek can't win the fight, so he's trying to break Aximand's will. Like that's his tactic, and it's working. It's working until like he essentially like Aximand overpowers him, and it's like that moment because obviously Abaddon is stronger than any of them. So Abaddon fights Loken because Loken is one of the best fighters in the whole Legion. So you need the strongest guy to beat one of the best fighters, and then you leave Aximand to fight Tarek. And Tarek's like painted as like an older, more grizzled guy, whereas like Aximand is young Horus, right? He's like the
I want to
picture of-
backtrack for just a second because didn't mention Lucius and Tarvitz fight. Tarvitz knows he's not going to win.
That shit was golden. I love that part.
Tarvitz
was
knows
great.
he's not going to win, so he punches him in the face, punches Lucius in the face. And then right at that moment, the other loyalists arrive and try to
Who he
shoot
called there.
Lucius.
Well, so the battle tactics there that played out is that in that fight, like obviously Lucius is a better fighter. He's literally going to kill Saul.
Swordsman.
That's what he's working on, right? But Saul, instead of playing defensively, which he knows will get him killed, actually leaves himself wide open so that he can get in the hits that he needs to. And Lucius sort of like is like, you're fighting like an idiot, whatever, and like he doesn't realize he's playing right into Saul's hand. And so then like
he
Saul's
gets
like
duped.
he's like
by tactic.
kill him, and he's like, what the fuck? And then like all hell breaks loose because he knows backups has arrived and he's potentially gonna die, but he's gonna take Lucius with him. That
I'll
was
take you down
masterful.
with me.
Yeah,
And it was
I loved
so
the callback to Loken there too, when he like leaps in the air and just punches him right in the face while he's coming at him with
Yeah.
the sword. Because
that
that's
was
exactly
what he did in the
yeah,
training
that's what
room,
Loken did
right?
to him in the training pit. Yeah.
he's like, you haven't learned anything. Pow.
But then, unfortunately, Lucius gets away.
Yeah, he runs away like the fucking serpent he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaky little guy.
I
So
know
I
you
wanted
love
to
him,
backtrack
Dies, I hate him.
just so
Oh no, yeah. He's like a love to hate kind of character. Yeah.
had to backtrack just so we know Lucius is still alive out there somewhere, fucking
And now
something up.
now he's now Lucius the twice traitor.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
well, so
Something like
that's what
Yeah.
that's what Eidolon calls him. He's like, you're the twice betrayer. Hold on.
So then we get into the fight between Abaddon and Loken, and then, well, even before that, there was like, it's such like a
Loken gets in
minimal
fight
thing.
with Karn on the way there before they make it. We didn't
Yeah,
mention that.
because Karn is who he met when he was, when they were up on the was it the Vengeful Spirit or was it a different
Yes.
ship?
Yeah, it was on the Vengeful Spirit.
And they were like essentially in like the museum part where they're looking at all their victories and stuff. And then he meets Cairn, and then he and
Karn.
Cairn have the Karn. Sorry, he meets Karn, and they have the discussion about. I forgot. It was it like war tactics or was it like
Trophies.
talking
kind of.
about trophies? Yeah.
Yeah, like their
victory.
traditions as different legions. Yeah.
Can we take a quick bio break? We've been going at it for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I need to use the bathroom.
That's true. It's been a while.
Let's
Yes.
take a quick bio and then we'll come back and say like,
I'll talk about Karn for a little bit.
there you go.
Yeah. Talk
Perfect.
about Karn for a minute.
He's a world leader. Yeah. Maybe.
Oh no.
How much
Dead
longer
air.
are we thinking, folks?
I mean,
Probably
if we-
an hour. We'll
we're almost done with the book. at
If
this
we
point.
keep on track.
Not too many tangents.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know, we should probably be done by what, like 10:30, 11:30?
Yeah, we'll probably be done in the next half hour.
You got places to be on this Thursday evening?
Yeah, bed. Because it's already 11 o'clock.
That's true. I haven't slept good the last couple of days, so I need to get more sleep.
Be at the office.
Same.
Gotta make that coworker even more angry.
Yeah.
What were you making your coworker angry about? I missed that.
She was just being silly this morning about how we do our job.
It's my way or the highway.
Oh, I don't like those people.
And I was like, it doesn't even affect you. Like, we do our jobs differently. Holy shit!
Just
Who would have
wants
thought?
to complain.
And all of this after you so graciously taught her new tricks.
Yeah, right. I mean, overall, she's good. She's just, if she has her mind set on something, it's her way or the highway. It's annoying.
Ooh-wee. I am returned.
We should give Gendred one of those commands like Lady where it's like, he has a tiny bladder.
Getting older sucks.
Yeah.
True.
Command.
He broke the seal.
Ugh, I'm the worst with that. Where like, I don't know. I get up in the mornings and then just take like, a whole bunch of stimulants and diuretics, and it's like, oh my god, how am I supposed to sit through an hour-long meeting?
You can't last an hour?
Well, I just like right as it all like hits my system.
Fair.
It's
Oh,
just like,
breaking the seal.
yeah, I feel like 9 to 10 is rough.
Oh no.
What?
My
Who's
stupid
fucking it up?
camera seems to have broke the stream. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Ginger might have to fix it when he gets back.
Oh, God.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up to live.
Oh yeah, our cameras are all fucked.
Yeah, my NVIDIA
Mine's
broadcast
messed up.
crashed.
Now Dies is showing up on my camera.
He's in two places.
I'm gone. I
No,
don't
you're in my
exist anymore.
you're in my spot, and I'm gone.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Conquered.
Hi.
Man, this one's
Like
gonna be
all-
really interesting to edit now. Like, I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna have to, like, work
to
at
cut a
Hey,
this
chunk
one.
out.
I saw a small Jendo.
Gendred, help!
Gendred, broke the video.
Papa.
My
What did you
my
do?
NVIDIA broad my
Hey,
NVIDIA
broke the
broadcast
video.
crashed, and when it came back up, I'm now not here, even
I
though I'm
messed
here
up
in
the
the call
camera.
still.
Yes, but is your
I heard you for a second. Oh, there you are.
Kiki's
It's,
world is now
it's working
dying.
again. It just moved everybody around when my camera crashed.
Oh, there we go.
well? Don't let
Hey,
your
Rebecca.
camera crash. What?
Don't do that.
Why are you screaming?
Okay,
Kiki, stop it.
everybody shut up. Okay, so we're gonna, Dies is gonna tell us about Cairn, right?
Oh yeah. So, I think the long and the short of it was kind of just like he was looking at all of their, like museum exhibits of like,
Their
past
victories
enemies that they were remembering.
Trophies.
And I think Karn was kind of like politely poo-pooing it just because he comes from a legion that is very not sentimental. They just don't commemorate much themselves, so he's looking at it all just like kind of questioning like did
I thought it was kind of like the mood was just like, what's the point of these like trinkets?
yeah, like what's the point of remembering these losers with their trinkets? Yeah, very much is the vibe.
That reminded me of what Loken said in the last book, or was it the beginning of this book, when he found that piece of rusted wire, and he's like, "Eventually, I'll be dead, and all that will be left of this is this rusted wire in my trunk, and nobody's gonna know what it is."
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was the beginning of this book or if it was towards the end of the last one, but it was at some point here.
There's also a point in this book where two Astartes held hands.
What?
No.
Yeah. You
I
didn't,
remember
I mean, like, I picked that. They were like, I'll have to find the chapter and show it later, but they were like, the two, and it's like prominent people too, and he was like, he grabbed his hand or something, and I was like, oh, okay, sure.
That's why I like doing this
You
with
were actually
women.
searching for homoerotic themes in this book.
No, is are two men holding hands erotic to you?
You're the one making it out to be something special. Okay, that's why I'm asking.
Something in the way you brought it up.
Yeah.
They were
Maybe.
holding hands.
These two Astartes were holding hands. Aha!
Where's Hemp? I need her here. Damn
Back
it.
me up.
Yeah, he
Hem,
still hasn't
come
got over
back
the
here.
description of Loken in a towel in the first book.
Jesus. I can't get over that every time we happen to see Loken, except in this book, they're like, his body is so perfect and it's dripping wet and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
His
all right,
face looks like
calm
a
down.
horse. Yeah.
Anyway,
They say it the first time, but then not after.
In my mind, I just picture Channing Tatum every time. That's who it is. It's just Channing Tatum.
a super beefed up
Oh yeah,
Channing
like
Tatum.
Channing Tatum, but like 10 times larger. Same body, just bigger.
Oh my
There's
god.
a reason
Okay,
why they
so-
made those movies with him.
We've tangented.
So, Loken has a face-off with Cairn, and Cairn ends up getting run over by a tank. Which, like,
Yet
cool.
again,
Okay.
The bloody, crazy barbarian tactics didn't fucking work. Loken, here's a tank.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, there you
I'm
go.
up. Kick
Yeah,
you
I
into
like-
that tank.
Torgotten asks him, he's like, was that who? And he's like, yeah, it was. What, is he dead? He's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's not here
Sure,
anymore.
whatever. Yeah, like the tank keeps going, and he's just like,
Is he dead? No.
Threat neutralized. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that point they have the butcher's nails, and I believe in that fight Karn has succumbed to them and is not able to
Correct.
yeah,
get
hear,
out.
hear the tank
Yeah,
coming
he's like-
basically.
Yeah.
He's like, well, and he's how do you put it? He is like he try. You can see him like trying to like fight the nature of it, but then is like the bloodlust just like overcomes him, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he's just like not there anymore. It's like how they described it.
Mm-hmm.
Blech.
Spooky, yeah. No, the
Okay,
nails
blah, blah,
definitely
blah.
freaky. We'll get to that someday.
Yeah, it's
So-
similar to the Blood Angels.
Now we are at Loken versus Torgotten, whatever, and then Abaddon and Axamund, and they're fighting at the ruins of the Parliament buildings. So Loken knows he's no match for Abaddon without help. However, before he could receive help from his best friend, he dies. Axamund kills Torgotten, but like this whole time, to me, Axamund has always been like, yeah, I'm gonna side with the traitors, but I still like have feelings for you, kind of thing.
He's siding with his Primarch, not the Emperor.
Yeah,
Right.
And so he's just doing he's just following orders, but he
Mm-hmm.
definitely feels bad about it.
yeah, feels bad, man, for sure. So Loken gets greatly wounded. Oh, I might
go
have
ahead.
written something incorrect here, so ignore that. So, what is it? They have their big fight, and then Abaddon pulls Axamund from rubble. But as he's doing so, they have like this conversation where Axamund is like very regretful and remorseful and very sad about killing his brother.
And Abaddon's just like, that's sus. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah. You have
He's not
feelings.
remorseful at all. Yeah.
You didn't write anything wrong here, by the way. That is what happens. The
Oh, it is?
DSRA.
Oh, okay.
Well, it kicks the wall in. It doesn't step on the roof, but the DSRA is what causes the building to come down on top of them.
Right. So Abaddon is like ready to kill Loken, but before he can, the DSRA steps on the roof. Or the DSRA arrives.
Yeah, because and
And-
Loken describes the like foot basically being the same size as the building.
Yeah. So everything collapses. Axamund is under rubble, gets pulled out of the rubble, is a sad boy. Abaddon is like, that's weird. You shouldn't be sad. So everybody
we're gonna have
believes
to keep an eye on
Loken
you
is
now.
dead. So they leave, and Horus firebombs the city. Tarvitz and the remaining survivors brace for the end, knowing that they've successfully bought some time for Captain Garrow to reach Terra, hopefully. And then the last bit is Loken watches as the bombs fall upon the planet.
Sure.
Yeah, did he firebomb it again, or did he just bomb it? I don't remember if they specified.
I think he
I
just
think,
bombed it.
I think they just bombarded it from space.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Is it was just regular ordnance, not
Yeah.
firebombs.
Not the
No.
flames again.
No.
Yeah.
So
Not the
Interest-
galaxy in flames again.
So we know Loken survives, right? Because like not only do we know this because we've talked about it, but because
I'm
like,
sorry.
he just passes out, right? He passes out, and that's not a fitting end for Loken, right? We
Yeah.
know there's going to be
They
more
thought
to
they
it.
killed him, but
I mean, everybody
thought-
else
yeah.
that dies, they straight up tell you how they died. He just passes
Exactly. He just passes out.
Yeah.
And I want to call out something that I learned tonight. Is that the ancient also survives?
The
That's
dreadnought?
That
Yeah, because he can seal. I forgot. I was reading about dreadnoughts, and he's like,
They're similar
he's already
to-
self-contained, right?
Yeah, he's basically permanently sealed inside the dreadnought, and it's essentially the same as the DSA ray locking down. He just closes any exterior vents, and the virus can't get in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he also
can
doesn't
just-
get killed by like the fighting.
He can just
or anything.
stand there and be like, "Hey, look, everything's burning alive around me. I'm good."
Which is like essentially what he did. I thought they said like he was on top of like the rubble or something, and he just like watched as this massacre happened.
Yeah.
I thought he had some hull damage.
Ancient Rylanor watches the
Yeah, he
death of
gets-
a world during the Isfahan 3 atrocity.
Yeah, he takes some damage, but he's not like out of it. He still functions.
Yeah.
Oh,
he,
I just wondered if that was enough for like the virus to get in.
No, he survived. And so, according to the wiki, he survives for 10,000 more Terran years.
Jesus.
More.
Long
So
time.
he's like 20,000 years old by the time he dies.
Yeah.
Because he's already 10,000 years old in this book.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. I mean, it just goes to show
He
that
survives to the 40K.
they don't
Well-
make them like they used to.
Yes and no. Like a lot of dreadnoughts like that would not be woken. Like he's gonna be asleep for a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not just
like they
walking
just
around like
shut-
RoboCop.
Shut him down.
No. Well, I mean,
Citizen
think
Hawks.
being a dreadnought kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, but it's
Isn't
like
it
it's
like
that
a
or be dead.
punishment?
No.
No, it's not a punishment. It's seen as an honor, I
Yes.
believe.
Yeah,
He-
they're
he was
preserving your
wounded.
skills and knowledge in battle.
He was
you
mortally wounded battling the Alidari in the late 30th millennium, solar
Eldari.
decades
Elves.
before
Yeah,
the Horus
Space Elves.
Heresy. Yep. He was then
I just
interred
find
in
the whole
within
concept is just like a walking coffin.
the adamantium
Essentially, yeah, that's
shell.
what it is.
With guns.
Adamantium.
with guns.
Yeah, he's a tank.
It's-
He's a
He's
mech.
a yeah. He's
A walking tank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, I forgot it now. Okay, I was gonna make another RoboCop reference, but I forgot the name of that droid.
I wish I had a dreadnought to show you, like a model.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I looked him up, and then
predator.
Eddie was telling me, he's like, oh, the dreadnoughts don't look like that anymore.
They changed them.
They've changed a lot over the years.
Yeah. So like
These
if you
are contemptors, I believe.
looked at him, he just looks like an Astartes, pretty much. The armor is different, and I think probably a little bit larger. But then I guess the newer dreadnoughts are more coffin-like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. So
So
just to put this in perspective, he was among the first Terran generation of the Emperor's children and had the singular honor of fighting beside the Emperor of Mankind during the Unification Wars with the battle honors Roma and Thule etched into his honor, into his armor. So his history is the history of the Third Legion. Wow.
he's all,
Baller.
That's an old ass motherfucker.
He is old.
yeah.
Here, I gotta
So-
show it real quick.
Oh yeah, show
without
the image.
screwing up stream.
If you can show it without fucking up the cameras, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Don't do
No,
that.
no, no. I'm gonna change my background to the
Oh.
picture.
Oh, good idea.
Work smarter, not harder.
Thank you,
Work
Scrooge McDuck.
smarter. Don't make Gendrid work harder for us.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Don't make Dad change it again.
So that was the end of this one, and now the next one, Flight
That's
of the
correct.
Eisenstein
Flight of
by
Eisenstein.
James. Is it Sullivan? James Swallow. I can't read apparently. So next episode will be The Flight of the Eisenstein by James Swallow, which will be, I don't want to say our final 40K, but that'll be our final in the Horus Heresy, perhaps. And then we will have a discussion of where to go from there, because there's so many options.
So I'm gonna ask, do we get some sort of conclusion in the fourth book?
Yeah. Telos.
I mean, I say you do because like the cat kind of just gets out of the bag to like the whole
Okay.
Imperium.
Okay, good. All right, I just want to make sure we're not like ending on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna read the next book.
We gotta
Like
keep
if we
going.
ended here with book 3, I'd be like,
I'd be very.
I need
upset.
to know more.
Yeah, true. We still need to read the other one.
Okay, good. So we will continue with book 4, and then go from there. We'll have a fun discussion of what to do after. But this has been really great. Episode 3, this discussion about this Galaxy in Flames has been great. I don't know if I I really liked book 2's description of like the fight with the zombies, but I also really liked some of the fights that happened in this book too. Everybody's killing friends, and we will continue with episode 4, The Flight of the Eisenstein. I'm speechless. I don't think I could have predicted any of our main characters dying. Not yet, at least. Some were turning into favorites, too. This one was a bit more emotional of a read. I'm a bit nervous to start the 4th book, The Flight of the Eisenstein, by James Swallow. However, I'm very fond of Nathaniel Garrow. Join us in December, and let's find out how far he'll go to serve the Emperor.